Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do a double layout of Winnie the Pooh and Friends. First, to start off, I have this paper from Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby. This measures 11.5 by 11.5, and I'll go ahead and back that on a piece of craft cardstock, and this measures 12 by 12. I'll go ahead and start taping it down using my ATG. For my next piece, this was actually a full scallop circle. All I did was cut it on my silhouette. This measures 10.5 by 8 5/8. Now this I actually got from Google. Sometimes I just Google borders or scallop borders, and depending on what pops up, I'll save it into my silhouette to use it for future use, so it wasn't exactly from a certain site. After that, I went ahead and made a circle, went ahead and placed it towards the center, did the same thing on my silhouette. I cut it down just so it could go together. I made another internal shadow and then another one, combined it, and then created this little thin little circle. The only thing, I taped it beforehand just because it was giving me trouble and I didn't want to mess up on the video. So this one's already taped down, and I'll go ahead and place it here. Next, I have this piece. This is from Little Scraps of Heaven. I'll go ahead and bring this to the bottom. This paper, unfortunately, I've had it for quite some time. I think it's from Michael's, but I forgot what stack pack it was from. It's really nice and shiny. Okay. And then I have these two little borders. So this blue one in the middle measures 7 3/4 by 7 7/8. This Little Scraps of Heaven border measures 2.5 by 11.5. The dark green one measures 3/4 by 11.5. I will go ahead and adhere this one down. I forgot to mention at the beginning, I was actually inspired to do this layout by Pinterest. I went ahead and just typed in Winnie the Pooh layouts, and this one kind of grabbed my attention. So this was me trying to replicate that one. Okay. And on here, I do want it to appear like this part is actually covering it, so I'll go ahead and bring it down. Okay, that looks good, so I'll go ahead and adhere it down as well. I've gone ahead and inked all my edges with this Dress Vintage Photo. Next, I do have 3 photo mats. The dark orange measures 3.5 by 3.5, and on my silhouette I did an internal shadow, so it's just 1/4 less. The polka dotted orange measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Go ahead and adhere these down. Okay, so go ahead and place one up here, one right here, and one here towards the top of the circle. Next, for my characters, these are actually Google images. I went ahead and brought them down to my silhouette. I went ahead and did a trace, release compound path, and then when my color options, I went ahead and colored them in. When it was time to cut them, I went ahead and separated them so I could go ahead and piece them together with cardstock. And I think it came out pretty nice. This one measures 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. I'll go ahead and bring him down here. For my piglet measures 4.5 by 2 3/8. I'll go ahead and bring him down here. For my Tigger, he measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. I also have this Honey. This one I also created. I went ahead and typed in Winnie the Pooh's honey pot on Google. This image came out. I went ahead and traced it. I took them apart. When I got to the top layer, I actually typed in on my silhouette HUNNY. I went ahead and grouped it together so when it cut the yellow cardstock, it would cut through. And I'll go ahead and bring this over here. These are from Little Scraps of Heaven. I went ahead and cut this part out so I could go ahead and bring it here to the flush to the edge of my paper. And I'll go ahead and have Tigger laying on top of this. My son is also from Little Scraps of Heaven. I'll go ahead and bring it up here. For my tree, this is one of the freebies that came with the silhouette when I bought it. Now let me go ahead and give you the sizes. For this piece over here, this one measures 2.5 by 1 5/8. This one measures 4 7/8 by 1 3/4. My honey measures 1.5 by 1.5. The sun measures 2.5 by 2.5. My tree measures 3 5/8 by 5 1/4. Next, for my title, I went ahead and decided on Lazy Days. This one measures 2 inches by 4.5. The font is from defont.com and it's actually the mini font. I went ahead and popped it on one thickness of foam tape, and I'll go ahead and bring it up here. I do have a couple of clouds. Next, I have my 100 Acre Wood. This is actually a print and cut image that I found on Google. Okay, and my clouds do measure 2.5 by 2 1/4. The little one measures 1 3/8 by 7/8. I'll go ahead and start adhering things down. Okay, next I have a couple of daisies. These are from Little Scraps of Heaven. Okay, I'll go ahead and place one here. And one down here. Okay, next I have 2 bees. I'll go ahead and put one up here and one flying over here. Okay, so my daisies measure 1 1/4 by 5/8, and my bees measure 1.5 by 1 3/4. And there you have it. Here's my 2-page Winnie the Pooh and Friends scrapbook layout. If you liked the video and like to give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.